Assalamu alaikum students, welcome to SM Public Academy Campus 5 and I hope you all are doing good and I hope you all are looking forward to coming to school from next week. So stay home and stay safe right now, but whenever you come outside or whenever you plan to come to school or go anywhere else, make sure you follow the SOPs, that is you wear the masks, you use the sanitizers, and you do not touch your face with your bare or naked hands. That is because the hands are always dirty, okay? So take care of yourself and others around you, okay? So let's begin the class. Today we will be having an English language class, and I'm your course instructor, Mrs. Sabarif, as you all know. So we'll be having an English language session today, okay? You will come to know how the classes will be conducted once you get the circulars regarding it, so don't worry. Just concentrate on the lecture right now, beta. Okay. So today our topic for today is present continuous tense and past continuous tense, and we'll be doing the translations from Urdu to English. Okay. Now you must have done this before. This is nothing new, but we are just going to have a quick review of the tenses. That is, what is the present continuous tense? Why? When do we use it? Why do we use it? Similarly, what is the past continuous tense? What is the usage? And how can we identify it? What is the basic structure? Because when I went through your test, I saw that there are certain mistakes that you people are making. That is, maybe probably you are not recognizing the tenses, or maybe there is some other issue. So let's see, let's work it out together today, and we'll be going through the tenses and the translations, because you have done the indefinite tenses translation before. That is, you have done the present indefinite tense and past indefinite tense with the previous teacher in your copies. So today we are doing present in continuous tense and past continuous tense, okay? And I'll be giving you the assignment at the end, and you have to do this in the you have to do that assignment in your language copies, okay? So let's move on. What are the present and the past continuous tenses? Do you remember? Do you recognize them? Can you differentiate between them? What is a present tense and a past continuous tense? The basic way, or the most easiest way to identify a continuous tense is that it always has an ing with the first form of the verb. Whether it's a present, whether it's a past tense, it always has the first form of the verb with an ing in the end, okay? And the helping verbs definitely change, and that is the recognition where we can actually identify whether it's a present continuous tense or a past continuous tense, okay? So what is a present continuous tense? Let's look at what is a present continuous tense. What is it? Let's read it together. The present continuous tense is used to express an action or event which is taking place at the present moment. That is a continuous action or an action that is happening continuously in the present. That is, it is happening right now continuously. For that action, we use the present continuous tense. That is, for example, look at the first example. It is raining. So it is raining continuously. It is an action that is happening continuously in the present. Okay. Look at the second example. They are discussing the matter. So are discussing. This is showing that this is an action that is happening continuously in the present. Okay. They are discussing the matter. Now look at the second way. It is also used as for an action or event which exists in the present but is not necessarily taking place at the moment of speaking. Now, the second way of using a present continuous tense is that the action might not be happening at the present time or at the present moment, but it is actually occurring in the present situation. That is something that happens on regular basis, but it's not must that it is happening at that particular moment, okay? Got it? So look at the first example. I am learning French. So when I say I am learning French, that means that I am learning French is a continuous action that I am performing in the present time, but it is not necessary that I am doing it at that particular moment. Now, if you say I am going to school, Now you are going to school on regular basis, but it's not that if you are saying it in the night at that particular time you are going to school. No, but you can say I am going to school. That means that is the continuous action that is happening in the present time, but not at that particular situation or at a particular moment. Okay. We got the second example. He is teaching in a private school. So this is a continuous action that is happening in the present time. Okay. Got it? So let's move on. Okay, the structure of the sentence, the structure is very simple. It's the subject plus is, am, or are, that is the helping verb. Either one of them we will be using, plus the first form of the verb and the ing. The ing is the most important thing that we use because that helps us recognize a continuous tense. Okay. So example, he is playing football. He is my subject, is my helping verb, playing is the first form of the verb with an ing, and football is my object here, okay? So in a negative sentence, look at the structure of a negative sentence. Subject plus is are, again the helping verb, and then the not, that shows that it is a negative sentence with the first form of the verb and an ing is added. That is, look at the example, he is not playing football. So he is my subject, is my helping verb, not is my negative sentence, playing is the first form of the verb with an ing, and football is my object here, okay? So students, make sure that is, am, and are the three helping verbs that are used in a present continuous tense, because these are the helping verbs that actually differentiate a present continuous tense from a past continuous tense. Okay, is, am, or are, either one of them is used. Okay, now look at the interrogative or the question form. The structure is, am, or are plus the subject plus the first form of the verb plus an ing, and that is the object comes in the end. Okay. So is he playing football? Why am I using is? Because my person is singular person. Okay. So is he playing football? That is, I begin my sentence with an is. He is my subject. Playing is my first form of the verb with an ing, and football is my object. Okay, so is the structure clear to everyone? You know how you make the positive, the negative, and the interrogative sentences for the present continuous tenses. Let's move on. Okay, the usage with the examples. Now, whenever we are looking at the usage, look at the example accordingly and check what is the difference in every use and in every example, like how every example differs from the another example of the same kind of the tense. Okay, let's see, let's check it out. Now the first usage is actions happening now. That is something that is currently happening continuously. In the present moment it is occurring continuously, then this will be a present continuous tense. For example, he is playing football now. Now this is a continuous action that is happening, so this is a present continuous tense. Okay, look at the next one. Actions that is already planned. Now something that is already planned, that means it might be happening in the future or sometime, but because it is already planned, so we will be using a continuous tense for it. Let's look at the example. He is watching movie with his friend next Sunday. So now see, next Sunday is a future thing that will happen in the future, but because it is planned now, so we will use a present continuous tense. That is, he is watching movie with his friend next Sunday. Okay, for changing situations, something that has changed or something that is changing on regular basis or at regular intervals, then we use also a present continuous tense. The climate is getting hotter each year. Now this is an early interval or an early situation that is happening every year. So what am I using? I'm using a present continuous tense here. The climate is getting hotter. Okay. Okay, the next use for expressing time at the moment of speaking. Now, when I mention a particular time, then also I use a present continuous tense. We are performing our duty at the moment. So at the moment is my particular time, and because I'm doing it continuously, so I use a continuous tense. Okay, we are performing our duty at the moment. Okay, so is the present continuous tense clear to everybody? Okay, then let's move on. What is the past continuous tense? Now, past, as you all know, is something that has happened in the past, something that has already happened. Okay, it's not happening in the current time, it says something that happened in the past time, something that happened before. So the past continuous tense is used to describe an action which was in progress at a particular time in the past. Now there are two important things here. Which was in progress, that means it was continuously happening. It did not stop, it was happening, but at a particular time. Okay. What is important is that it was at a particular time. That means it happened continuously for some specific period of time in the past and then it ended. But it kept on going on for a particular period of time. Let's look at the first example. He was walking home when it started to drizzle. So look at this. He was walking home. That is, there's a continuous action that is happening, and but it is stopped. Why? Because when it is, he was walking. He walked for a certain interval of time, for a particular period of time, and then he stopped definitely. So he was walking home when it started to drizzle. Okay. The next one, they were watching television when the doorbell rang. So, what is the particular time? The particular time is when the doorbell rang. And what were they doing when the doorbell rang? They were watching television. So, were watching. Now, see, he is my singular person, so I put a was. They is my plural, so I'm going to use were. Okay, make sure you use was and were correctly. Okay, let's move on. Now look at the structure. The structure is the same as in the past. In the present continuous tense, the only difference will be the helping verb. That is, over in the present continuous tense, we use is, am, or are. Whereas in a past continuous tense, we use was and were as helping verbs. Okay, but the form of the verb remains the same. That is, the first form of the verb with an ing is used in a continuous tense, whether it is present or past. Okay, so look at the positive sentence. Subject plus was verb plus verb plus ing. She was cooking all the morning. Okay, so now what do we see here? We see that she was cooking all the morning. That means she is my subject, was is my helping verb, cooking is the first form of the verb with an ing, and all the morning is my particular time. She was cooking all the morning. The next one, subject plus was or verb plus not plus first form of the verb plus ing in a negative sentence. That is, she was not sleeping when he came home. Now the time period is when he came home. It's a particular time I'm referring to. Okay, and what was she doing? She was not sleeping. Okay, subject plus helping verb plus not plus first form of the verb with an ing. Okay, with the time. Okay, look at the interrogative form or the question form. It begins with a was or a were plus the subject plus the first form of the verb with an ing. Was she sleeping when he came home? So now I'm going to begin my interrogative form with the was. She is my subject, sleeping is my first form of the verb with an ing, and my time period is when he came home. Okay, was she sleeping when he came home? So this is the basic structure of the affirmative, negative, and interrogative forms of the past continuous tense. Let's move on. Okay, the usage. Now, the usage for a past continuous tense is very diverse. There are many different situations when we can use a past continuous tense. Okay, let's look at them together. When an interrupted action in the past, okay, that is, they were waiting for the train when I spoke to them. So it's an interrupted action, that is, somebody was doing something and an interruption was made in that past action. So then we use a past continuous tense, that is, they were waiting. Now what was the action happening? Were waiting when the interruption occurred. Okay, parallel actions, when two actions are occurring at the same time. I was studying while my brother was watching TV. So these are two different actions that are occurring at the same time. They are called parallel actions. A series of parallel actions, that is when many things are happening at the same time in the past. When I came to the school bell was ringing. Many students were running towards the garden. Teachers were going out from classrooms. So there are actually three different actions that are occurring, that is, was ringing, were running, and were going. The were going is not in red, but actually this is also a series. So these are a series of parallel actions that are occurring one after another or at the same time. So in the past, but the time is always past. Okay. A story background. Now stories are always written in the past tense. So if it's while I was driving to work yesterday, so if you begin a story, then definitely use a past continuous tense. Okay, the next one is a past habit. That is, my mother was always complaining when she about my room when she got there. So my mom was always complaining. That is, it is a past habit. Which when you're talking or when you're telling about a past habit, then you use a past continuous tense. The next one, a specific time as an interruption. Last night at 6 p.m., I was eating dinner. So when you're telling something about the past, but you did it continuously, then you use a past continuous tense. Emphasis on length of action. I was working in the garden all day. So when you have a time frame of or a length of an action mentioned, that how long did you take did do it, or how long did the person you're talking about did it. So you always use a past continuous tense. She was preparing the meal all the morning. So all the morning is the length of the action, the length of the time that the action occurred. So again, we use the past continuous tense here. And an arrangement in the past. That is, I was upset because I was leaving this place that morning. So if it is something again that has happened in the past and there's a particular time related to it, then you always use a past continuous tense. Okay, so let's move on. I hope it's clear, the present and the past continuous tense, their structures, their usage, when they are used, why they are used, how they are formed. Okay, everything clear. Let's move on to the translations from Urdu to English. Now before I begin the translations, I have to just make sure you people always use the correct terminologies when you are translating. Okay, the first and the most important thing while translating is that you translate the accurate terms correctly. Okay, you do not make the sentence long by putting extra words. Translations are always made to the point. First of all, they should be to the point, and second thing, use the correct or the exact terminologies that need to be translated. Okay, second thing, please make sure you put the articles. I've seen you people translating without articles. Make sure you put the, a, and wherever they are used. Please make sure you use them. And the last but not the least, make sure you use the helping verbs and the prepositions, auxiliaries, everything. Okay? Don't translate word to word, translate by making sense. Okay? Make the translation sensible. Make sure that the translation is in the correct form of the tense. That is, if today we are doing the continuous tenses, so definitely all the translations will be in the continuous form, whether it's present or past. But make sure whenever you see a sentence, you first of all check the tense. Which tense is it in, so that you can translate in the correct tense. Okay? So let's move on. Okay, the present continuous tense, these are the affirmative or the positive sentences. वो अपना सबक याद, मैं अपना सबक याद कर रहा हूँ. Okay, so this is an action that is continuously happening in the present. So मैं अपना सबक याद कर रहा हूँ. I am learning my lesson. Okay, the translation will be I am learning my lesson. हम मैच खेल रहे हैं. हम मैच खेल रहे हैं. Okay, no, it's not going to be I am studying lesson. See, again, you are not putting the helping verbs, you are not translating the exact words. It's मैं अपना. Now students, this is again one another important thing I need to tell you. Make sure if it's written अपना, अपनी, तुम्हारा, तुम्हारी, because if it's written अपना, then you have to put my. You cannot translate it I am learning a lesson. Where did the apna go? You have to translate apna also. Okay, so make sure you translate all the terms. I am learning my lesson. Very good. Okay, the next one. हम मैच खेल रहे हैं. We are playing a match. See, I'm using my articles also. I'm using my prepositions also. I'm using everything, whichever is needed. Okay, we are playing a match. Okay, good, Zimal. Thank you, Bisma, Zimal, Abdul Rahman. Thank you, students. तुम झूठ बोल रहे हो. You are lying. It's going to be very simple. You are telling a lie, you are lying, both of them are same. तुम झूठ बोल रहे हो, you are lying. Okay. वो बहुत तेज दौड़ रहा है. He is running very fast. Okay, वो बहुत तेज दौड़ रहा है. He is running very fast. Okay, these are not the sentences I am giving you people to translate. I am just going through them with you. We'll do a practice exercise in the end. This is just for you people to understand how you translate continuous sentences. Okay, present continuous tense sentences. Okay, beta. वो बहुत तेज दौड़ रहा है. He is running very fast. Okay. दर्जी कपड़े सी रहा है. The tailor is stitching or sewing the clothes. Now see, don't write tailor is stitching the clothes. Always put the articles. The tailor is stitching the clothes. Okay. हुनैन खत लिख रहा है. हुनैन is writing a letter. वो पौधों को पानी दे रहे हैं. They are watering the plants. Okay. बढ़ई मेजें बना रहे हैं. The carpenters are making the tables. Okay. Let's look at the answers. Woodcutter. No, बढ़ई is not a woodcutter. It's a carpenter. See, this is exactly what I'm talking about. That whenever you translate, you make sure that you use the exact term. You cannot call a carpenter a farmer. You cannot call a farmer a butcher. You cannot call a butcher a fisherman. You have to know what is the exact term. Okay, make sure. If you don't know, Google it. It's easy nowadays. Okay, let's move on, students. Now, these are the negative sentences. Okay, मैं अपना सबक याद नहीं कर रहा हूँ. So now it's going to be I am not learning my lesson. Okay, because it's मैं अपना सबक. So I am not learning my lesson. हम अपना काम नहीं कर रहे हैं. We are not doing our work. Okay. तुम झूठ नहीं बोल रहे हो. You are not lying. अगर ये if it was कि तुम मुझसे झूठ नहीं बोल रहे हो, then it will be you are not lying to me. अगर यहाँ एक मुझ हम लगा दें कि तुम मुझसे झूठ नहीं बोल रहे हो, then it will be you are not lying to me. But because there is no such word, so it will be simply you are not lying. Okay. किसान हल नहीं चला रहा है. Now this is an important one. किसान is a farmer. हल is plowing. Okay. So किसान हल नहीं चला रहा है. The farmer is not plowing. Okay. Now it's not going to be I will not write the farmer is not plowing the land because it's not written कि किसान जमीन पे हल नहीं चला रहा है या खेतों में हल नहीं चला रहा है. It's not mentioned which place. So I will not write the place in the sentence. Generally what we do is we always put the place कि किसान हल नहीं चला रहा है. The farmer is not plowing the land. No. You don't have to put the farm or the land. Here it's only the farmer is not plowing. वो पौधों को पानी नहीं दे रहा है. He is not watering the plants. वो शरारत नहीं कर रहे हैं. Now what is शरारत in English? शरारत is, it's not naughty. शरारती is naughty. शरारत is mischief. Okay. वो शरारत नहीं कर रहे हैं. They are not doing mischief. Okay. Let's look at the answers. Just go through the answers once so that you know. Very good, Romessa. It's mischief. Thank you, beta. Always when I'm giving you a sentence, try to translate it yourself and check your answer better and make sure then what are the things you have missed. If you have done it incorrectly and if you've done it correctly, then very good. Keep it up. Okay, students, let's move on. The interrogative sentences. Okay. Now, I have put the answers because usually in the interrogative form we are making a mistake. So let's look. क्या मैं गलती पर हूँ? Am I wrong? Now क्या मैं गलती पर हूँ? It's not going to be am I doing it wrong? क्योंकि मैं क्या गलती कर रहा हूँ नहीं है. It's क्या मैं गलती पे हूँ? Am I wrong? क्या हम शेरों से डरते हैं? Are we afraid of tigers? क्या तुम कमरे में हो? आर यू इन द रूम? क्या ताहिर अच्छा लड़का है? नाउ बिकॉज इट्स अ सिंगुलर पर्सन, so is Tahir a good boy? It's not going to be are Tahir a good boy, it's going to be is Tahir a good boy. Okay, क्या वो थके हुए हैं? Are they tired? Is it clear, the interrogative sentences? Shall we move on? Kindly let me know if the present tense is clear, then we will move on. Okay, so let's move on, students. Thank you for your answer. Okay, so the past continuous tenses. Now see, वो सख्त मेहनत कर रहा था. सख्त मेहनत. It's not, you will not write he is working hard. सख्त is hard, so it's going to be मैं सख्त मेहनत कर रहा था. I was working very hard. Okay, was working shows that it's raha tha. It's something in the past, and सख्त मेहनत is working hard. So I was working very hard. क्या तुम्हें बुला तो हम तुम्हें बुला रहे थे. We were calling you. तुम घोड़े पर सवार हो रहे थे. You were riding on a horse. Now तुम घोड़े पर सवार हो रहे थे. Okay, पर is on. Make sure you put the correct preposition. You translate the prepositions correctly. वो खाना पका रहा था. He was cooking food. If it was वो रात का खाना पका रहा था, then it's going to be he was cooking dinner. But right now it's only खाना, so it's going to be food. वो घोड़ी पर सवार थी. Now she was riding on a mare. Mare is a घोड़ी, okay? That is the female of a horse. So you won't write she was riding on a horse. वो घोड़ी पर सवार थी. Now this is a particular one, so you will translate it accordingly. She was riding on a mare. मोची जूतियों की मरम्मत कर रहा था. Okay, so the shoemaker was mending the shoes. Mochi is a shoemaker, and what is doing? Marammat is mending. It's not going to be making. बना नहीं रहा था, मरम्मत कर रहा था. मरम्मत is mend. Okay, so the shoemaker was mending the shoes. लड़के फुटबॉल खेल रहे थे. Boys were playing football. Okay, वो अपना सबक याद कर रहे थे. They were learning their lesson. Now see, वो अपना now अपना here will be not me or mine, it's going to be there because I'm talking about many people. वो अपना सबक कर रहे थे. थे means there are more than one people, so they were learning their lessons. Let's move on to the negative sentences. मैं ये नहीं कर रहा था. I was not doing it. Now it's going to be I was not doing this. क्योंकि ये नहीं है, वो नहीं है, मैं वो नहीं है, मैं ये है, तो ये is going to be it. मैं ये नहीं कर रहा था. Okay, हम पेंसिलें नहीं बना रहे थे. We were not mending pencils. Okay, तुम हमारी मदद नहीं कर रहे थे. You were not helping us. Now make sure where you have to put the negative, not in a negative sentence. Please put the not in the correct place. Do not put it, before the object or before the subject. Do not do it like this. Make sure it comes between the helping verb and the first form of the verb with an ing. Make sure it comes in between them. See, all the sentences, the not is coming in between the helping verb, that is was or were in a past continuous tense, and in between the tense. Okay, वो अपना सबक याद नहीं कर रहा था. He was not learning his lesson. Again, अपना is his. फजील नहर में नहीं नहा रहा था. Now नहर is not a stream, it's a canal. Okay, a canal. Fazil was not bathing in the canal. Now you can't say he was not showering because shower is not a bath. So he was not bathing in the canal. Miss in the first, I can't be, I was not doing this. It's not going to be this because it's not मैं वो नहीं कर रहा था, मैं ये नहीं कर रहा था. That is why it's it. If it is वो, then it's going to be this. Okay? मैं वो नहीं कर रहा था, I was not doing this or that. But मैं ये नहीं कर रहा था, I was not doing it. लड़के शरारत नहीं कर रहे थे. Boys were not doing mischief. And make sure you spell mischief correctly. वो मेरे अहकाम नहीं मान रहे थे. अहकाम is the plural of hukum and hukum is an order, so अहकाम will be orders. So they were not obeying my orders. मानना is obey करना, so it's going to be they were not obeying my orders. Okay, let's move to the interrogative ones. क्या तालिब इल्म तुम्हारी मदद कर रहा था? Was the student helping you? See, तालिब इल्म is a student, so was the student helping you? क्या तुम इससे झगड़ रहे थे? झगड़ is quarrel. So were you quarreling with him? Okay, got it? Is it clear? All the three kinds, that is the affirmative, the negative and the interrogative for the past continuous tense. So let's move on. Okay, so I'll be taking your names one after another and I want two people to answer me. Okay, Fawzia Fawad, can you answer the first one? Yes, Fawzia Fawad, can you answer the first one? Yes, Fawzia Fawad, can you answer me the first one, bete? Thank you. Okay, बच्चे कमरे में खेल रहे हैं. The children are playing in the room. Thank you. This is a perfect one with all the articles and all the helping verbs there. Okay, the next one. Can I have Abdul Ahad? Can you answer me the next one? बावर्ची खाना बना रहा है. Abdul Ahad, can you answer me the next one? बावर्ची खाना बना रहा है. Okay, Romesa, see again, as I told you, please put the articles and please put the helping verbs there. The chef is cooking the food, exactly. Or it can be the chef is cooking the food. Okay, right, that is correct.
This is the class
It's not going to be only the chef is cooking because bawarchi khana bana raha hai. So you have to translate khana also. Khana is food, so you have to write food, okay? The chef is cooking the food. Abdul Ahad, you are not there. You're not answering me. Okay. Can I have Bisma? Bisma, can you answer me the next one? पड़ोसी अपना लॉन साफ कर रहा है. Bisma, answer me the next one. पड़ोसी अपना लॉन साफ कर रहा है. Bilal, see, it's not going to be cook is making food. It's going to be the cook is cooking the food. You cook food. You don't make food. The food is cooking the food. The neighbor is cleaning their lawn. Why, Romesa? Why it's going to be their lawn? Is it क्या वो अपना साफ कर रहे हैं? पड़ोसी अपना lawn साफ कर रहा है. Singular person. The neighbor is cleaning his lawn, beta. Why their lawn? It's not written पड़ोसी अपना lawn साफ कर रहे हैं. It is पड़ोसी अपना lawn साफ कर रहा है. The neighbor is cleaning his lawn. Okay. Okay. The next one. Hafsa Shehzad, can you answer the next one? हफ्सा शहजाद, कैन यू आंसर मी? वो अपनी गाड़ी में नहीं जा रहा है. वो अपनी गाड़ी में नहीं जा रहा है. हफ्सा शहजाद, आर यू देयर? He is not going in his car. Okay. Okay, the next one. तुलबा एक तजुर्बा कर रहे हैं. Yes, फातिमा अब्दुल करीम. तुलबा एक तजुर्बा कर रहे हैं. तलबा is students. Tajurba is experiment. So the students are doing an experiment. Okay. वो ज़्यादा शोर नहीं मचा रहे हैं. They are not making a lot of noise. It's not going to be they're not making noise because वो ज़्यादा शोर. So ज़्यादा शोर is a lot of. So they are not making a lot of noise. Okay. बिलाल कार से नहीं खेल रहा है. Bilal is not playing with the car. Okay, I'm giving you the answers because we don't have a lot of time. We have done so many together. So now I'm just giving you the answers. Bilal कार से नहीं खेल रहा है. Bilal is not playing with the car. Okay. क्या बच्चा सो रहा है? Now it's a particular child that I'm talking about. So my article will be the. Okay. क्या बच्चा सो रहा है? Is the child sleeping or is the baby sleeping? क्या वो लंदन जा रहे हैं? Are they going to London? Okay. Yes, I'm telling all the answers, Abdul Rahman, because we have done so many sentences together. You can tell me in the chat box. I'm reading your answers. It's okay. You can tell me as many answers you want, but I need to finish actually the continuous tense, past continuous tense also. Okay, Abdul Rahman, come on. You tell me the first one. You want to answer? Okay, answer me the first one here. हम अपना homework कर रहे थे. Hurry up. हम अपना homework कर रहे थे, Abdul Rahman. Hurry up. Okay, हम अपना homework कर रहे थे. So we were doing our homework. Very good. Okay, thank you. The next one. This is a little typical one. जब वो हादसा पेश आया तो वो सो रहा था. Now see, when we translate sentences like this, first we put the subject, our verb, and then we put the time. That is, जब वो हादसा पेश आया तो वो सो रहा था. That is, he was sleeping when the incident happened. Okay, do not write it when the incident happened. He was sleeping. Okay. Now this is exactly the same exercise I'll be giving you in the home task. So make sure you do it. I'm giving you the answers because I don't have time. जब उस्ताद दाखिल हुआ तो तलबा बहस कर रहे थे. The students were arguing when the teacher entered. सुबह के वक्त मूसलाधार बारिश हो रही थी. It was raining heavily in the morning. मूसलाधार is raining heavily. वो रात का खाना नहीं खा रही थी. She was not eating dinner. हिना खत लिख नहीं रही थी. हिना was not writing a letter. क्या बच्चे बाग में भाग रहे थे? Were the children running in the park? Okay. So I hope the lesson is clear to you all. Thank you, students. Take care.